So again, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Sure.
I know how busy you guys are, and for coming and sitting with us to celebrate International Women's Day.
Sure, I'd love to.
And so I'm Melissa DeLegdug, and I'm here with the Denver site for Women Empowerment Network. I co-chair with Sarah, and this year the theme is Each for Equal. And we'll go ahead and share a little bit.
Yes, so March 8th is International Women's Day. The theme this year is Each for Equal. So think equal, build smart, innovative for change. It's innovation for women and girls. And it's for gender equality. So why is women's empowerment important to you as an individual?
There's a couple of reasons. Like I was telling you earlier when we first met, so I've got a daughter just turned 18 years old yesterday, and she's got high aspirations to make something of herself in the big world. So I think it's important because she's obviously something that's really close to me, and it makes you view the world and view topics like this in a different way. So my wife's also very important to me as well. She's been at the same company for over 22 years, and I know that some of the things that she's had to overcome or have experienced, it just points to how important the topic is and how important it is to have people educated and aware of it. So those are two things that are just very near and dear to my heart.
Thank you. So can you share how you are enabling the world to be each for equal?
Sure. One of the things that I try to do, at least here at work, and if you look at our organization, we have a lot of leaders and certainly a lot of people that we work with that are women. And one of the things that I always stress is once we have candidates, it doesn't matter gender, it doesn't matter race, we always hire the best candidate. And one of the things that I did when I was in India the last time is I met with our group of women leaders over there. And one of the things that I felt very important to make sure that they understood was the reason why they're in the role that they're in is not only because that they were a lady or a woman, but more importantly because they're qualified and they had earned that position too. Because one of the things that I worry about around whether it be diversity and inclusion is people thinking that they're getting a job because of their gender or because of their race or whatever. And though over the years we've certainly had problems like that, and we're all working really hard to overcome them and make the world a very equal place, I don't want anyone to ever think that they got a job, at least in the areas of operations, because of their gender or of their race. So that's one of the things that I stress to them, and I totally believe in is we certainly want to have an equal environment where ideally we have equal amount of women and men, et cetera, leading, but more importantly, it's the qualifications and it's the capability, and I want to make sure that wasn't lost on any of those women leaders.
Thank you.
All right. Can you share with us one woman who has impacted your life the most and why?
Well, this is probably, I can, so this is an easy one for me, and one that it sounds like almost a canned answer, but it's really not. It's my mother, and a lot of people probably will say that, but I say it for probably a few different reasons. In the era that I grew up, there were certainly women that worked, but the majority of my friends, their mothers didn't work, and my mother always did work. And she instilled a ridiculously good work ethic in me. She had the same job for 53 years before she retired. And she started off at a very entry-level position at this company, and when she retired, she ended up owning the company, and when she sold. So it instilled a different type of view of what my mother went through, sacrificed, effort that she put in. And so she's always been a big influence on me. I never viewed her as anything different from a woman in the workplace or a woman owning her own business or working out in a professional field versus she should be at home taking care of the family or whatever. It really instilled in me just a completely different view from a very early age, and I think a view that's as certainly influences me to this day in terms of what women are capable of, and from an equality perspective, women need to be able to do what they want to do, not what they deem or someone deems society expects of them. And she was always kind of challenged those barriers, et cetera. And again, it always stuck with me for my entire life, essentially.
How amazing, especially at a time when, like you said, women didn't have to work.
Mm-hmm. But
So
most
she went
didn't.
above and beyond.
That's right. So.
Nice. How will you continue to promote women empowerment and each for equal?
Well, I think that the most important thing is just awareness, and we need to keep reminding ourselves it's important, because without reminder, it's something. No matter if it's this subject or another, you don't want it to fall off, the level of importance that it deserves. Two, like I was saying in one of the earlier questions, we want to always look to hire the best candidates, and ideally those best candidates are a great mix of women in our leadership, because from that level of diversity and just the importance that brings, we're so much better and so much stronger for that. So we're always going to continue to promote the ability for women to have great leadership positions within our areas, and for them to also try to get other women to take that step. Sometimes I've seen this in the past, though, although I would say not less so recently than further back, but sometimes women don't feel comfortable stepping forward in that regard, and I think it's so important to make sure that that's a misnomer, and that they can step forward and they can have any job that they want. They have any opportunity that they want, and we just have to keep reminding people that that's what's acceptable and that's what we want. It's not something that's forced upon anyone.
Thank you.
What is one thing you would like your viewers to remember about you?
I don't know. That's probably the toughest question. I don't know. I mean, it's just the way that I think about all of our leaders and all of the people that we work with. I do view them as equal, and it's all about capability. And just because you're one gender or the other doesn't mean you're any more or less capable. And that's the way that I've always thought. That's the way I want everyone to think, and that's the way I'm always going to continue to kind of lead and manage and work myself. So that's probably the thing that I think would be most important to remember.
Thank you. Again, this will be edited, so we
Sure.
did forget to have you introduce yourself. So
Okay.
if you don't mind taking a minute. I just figured everybody knows.
Okay, so my name is Craig Jeffries. So a lot of you guys probably know me by William. So I've always went by Craig. My legal name is William, so that's why I'm a little tough to get a hold of until you get to know me. But my first name is William. So I've been with the firm since early 2003, so a number of years. Something that's kind of unique about me, at least with Empower, is I've had positions in technology, I've had positions in client services, and I've had positions in operations. It's not uncommon to have operations in client services, and probably not that uncommon to have operations in technology, but it's pretty rare to have someone that's had roles in technology, operations, and client services, so that's probably something that's unique about me, and I will tell you it's something that I value. I've said that in a number of forums, or if people have gotten to know me well enough over the years, they will have found that out about me. It's something in my career here at Empower that I valued a lot. Granted, my time in technology was many years ago, but I still see a lot of value in my time there, because I like to think that I know what it's like to walk in the shoes of all of those different groups. Even though we've all got common customers to care about and to make sure we service the best that we can, the way that you do it and the methods you have to go through are oftentimes very different. So it has been really helpful to have walked in the shoes of all those different roles or the people that do those roles today. It has been really helpful.
And now, were all those three here with Empower?
They were.
Wow. Nice. Okay, I don't feel so bad. Thank you so
Sure.
much. So at this point, we want to take some photos, if that's okay with